Did you know that actually in 2026, VeChain is planning for something? I'm not joking, by the way. It could very well be coming this year. And what is that? They talk about something called the agent marketplace, which they consider, or should I say they dub as the crown jewel, which sounds kind of impressive, right? And I'll get into that in today's video, even though nothing I say is financial advice, and even though I am not telling anyone to do anything, and also even though I'll discuss the price of VeChain later. But we got to think about this. Why does the agent marketplace matter so much? Why is it so impressive that they even call it the crown jewel? Because if, let's say, it does fully launch, it could very well transform VeChain in a very fantastic way, especially when it comes to the aspect of AI. For instance, right, if we just take a look at the concept of it, basically, experts, developers, and also specialists out there, they can build specialized AI agents. Now, people may be thinking, okay, who cares about that? But we got to think about this. In this marketplace, users and businesses, they can go on the marketplace to hire or rent, these AI agents for real tasks, right? So this could be somewhat of a Amazon of sorts for AI agents, which could transform VeChain in a very massive way, in my opinion, because we got to think about this as well. The cherry on top is the fact that allegedly everything runs on VeChain Thor. And as we all know, the VeChain Thor blockchain has this robust track record of reliability. I mean, just take a look at the statistics, right? 0 network outages ever since 2018. That's some legendary stuff right there. So we got to think about the agent marketplace. This could be something so fantastic for the future of VeChain, especially when it comes to the aspect of AI, because people oftentimes like to say, oh, VeChain, they're only focused on supply chain management. Well, not really. They're also focused when it comes to AI. That's the thing. People sometimes don't consider that, but they have a lot of things planned for 2026. So if that agent marketplace does come into full effect, I'd be really excited. Now, if it really launches, like initially, will it just automatically transform VeChain in a massive way? Not necessarily. I mean, it's going to take quite a while, maybe. But at the same time, it's the effort and the actual launch that counts, in my opinion, right? Because they need to start somewhere. All projects, when they launch products, they got to start somewhere, right? Not everything can just automatically start off big like that. It's typically not always the case. So when I take a look at this right here, no wonder they call it the crown jewel, because this seems very impressive. We got to think about it. Other projects out there, they're slowing down. VeChain, they're planning for big things in 2026. So when people like to say, oh, they can't do anything anymore. Well, that's not true. They're still planning a lot of things for 2026. And also, case in point, take a look at the Hayabusa upgrade. That's really massive. So VeChain's been putting that work in my opinion. They've been putting all that work. It may not really translate to much as of right now, but it could matter a lot later if, let's say, the market were to truly take off. But again, we got to sometimes consider all the hard work needs to be put in before. It's like Jeff Bezos. He had to put all the work in before. So then when Amazon was right there and the e-commerce wave really started to come in, again, Amazon was waiting right there, but all the hard work had to be there first. It's no different here, in my opinion. So when we take a look at VeChain, I get it. The recovery has been just, almost 3% in the past 24 hours, but it's nothing that significant, right? But we got to think about this as well. VeChain, despite the low price, despite the bad sentiment as of right now, they keep on building. And projects that usually keep on building have a strong community, and also on top of that, have an actual focus that is useful. Usually, I see them kind of survive. Doesn't mean they always do, but typically those are the common traits that I do see for projects out there that are able to survive market downturns. Now, could VeChain go lower? Sometimes people like to ask me that question. Well, in theory, maybe. I mean, I can't control this. But one thing I do know, though, is that VeChain, as of right now, being at a market cap of approximately 430 million, it may seem kind of bad. But at the same time, some people like the dip. Some people don't. I like the dip, though. That's the thing. Because, sure, it may seem like really bad seeing the price so low, at least initially. But to me, the lower something is, the hypothetical farther away sometimes the ceiling is, in my opinion. It's kind of no different, right? If, let's say, I was lying down on the floor, Of course, the distance between my face to the ceiling is very far away. But if I'm standing up like this, let's say, which I am standing up as of right now, now the kind of distance between the ceiling to my face is a lot closer, right? So if something's a lot lower, sometimes the journey is a little bit farther away. That's the thing. And when it comes to VeChain, we've seen in the past it reach some pretty impressive heights before. Take a look at, for instance, it's not even that long ago. Back in December of 2024, did you know that the market cap was over 5 billion? We're over 10 times lower than December of 2024. Kind of ridiculous. I mean, that wasn't even that long ago. If it could just go back there, I mean, here's the thing. Ethereum is not 10 times lower than its all-time high, let alone December 2024. Neither is Bitcoin. But VeChain is. It's over 10 times lower, actually, than December 2024. And that's not even its all-time high. Its all-time high was actually around 5 years ago, which was May of 2021. But when it comes to VeChain, it's around 30 times lower than its all-time high in terms of market cap as of right now. But it doesn't even really need to go back to that, because just going back to around a 5 billion market cap, I'm already celebrating. I'm already dancing. Now, I don't want to just automatically believe like all in like that. There's just no way I'm doing that. But personally for me, I'm just doing incremental steps, right? Dollar cost averaging once a month, that's really about it. Because if, let's say, I dollar cost average at a certain point, let's say in June, let's say in July goes down. Okay, I dollar cost average here, but let's say in August, it goes back up a little bit up here. Now, what happens is over the long term, over, dips, rises, over kind of the more mid sort of movements, it eventually evens itself out. So that way I don't have to guess, right? That way I'm just trying to keep it consistent instead of trying to guess. Because if I'm trying to guess, there's just no way I could do that. What am I going to do? Pull up a price chart, draw some random triangles? It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to do anything, right? The market's not going to care about what I have to do on that price chart. What am I going to do? Just draw random triangles, draw falling wedge pattern? That does nothing for me. And let alone the market, it's just not going to care. So that's why I like to just stay consistent, keep a steady pace, treat it like a marathon. It's not a sprint for me. And when it comes to VeChain, historically, very popular in terms of supply chain management as of right now, kind of having this very visible and public pivot towards AI. Big thumbs up for me. They have a lot of things planned this year in regard to AI, so I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, I'll keep everyone posted as to what goes on when it comes to VeChain. But yeah, again, seeing them plan an agent marketplace, which they call the crown jewel in 2026, I'm really looking forward to that. So I want to say thank you for watching.